Well, slipped on the floor, guys. I'm wearing socks. That wasn't a good idea. I was gonna say, welcome back to another episode of English Cooking, where I teach you English through cooking. Can you see my nice apron? Are you guys excited to learn English through cooking today? Well, I'm gonna teach you a new recipe that I invented. It's called PANMARKS. PANMARKS. It's like pancakes, but it's PANMARKS because my name is Mark and I named the recipe after me. If you could name any recipe after you, what would your recipe be named? Let me know down in the comments. Think of any name of a recipe and add your name in the recipe and let me know. I mean, not in the recipe, just what's the name of the food. Put your name in there and let me know down in the comments, all right? So today I'm going to teach you how to make PANMARKS. Super easy. You just need some tapioca flour, right? Look at that. Tapioca flour. And you need 2 eggs. Simple, guys. This is the easiest recipe you'll ever make in your life. Look at that. I've got 2 eggs here. And I just need a bit of milk. Egg is trying to escape on me. You need a bit of milk. And that's it. Super simple. Okay? So let's get going. Let's just add about, maybe, I don't know, a cup of, let's put about a cup of tapioca flour. Now, I never measure stuff when I cook. I just add it, but for your sake, maybe it's good if I kind of measure it so we can see just about how much. Let's add about a cup of tapioca flour. Look at that. So we got about a cup there. Just dump it into your mixing bowl. All right, and then we're just gonna add, let's just add our 2 eggs. Grab your 2 eggs. Put them in there like that. Easy. Chuck away your eggshells. And we're going to add a bit of milk. Now, how much milk should we add? I don't know. Let's start with half a cup. Let's just add about maybe, I think it's a bit more. It's a bit more than half, but whatevs. Whatevs. A lot of times people say that. Whatevs. It means whatever, you know. I don't know. Why do people say that? Whatevs. It's just short. It's the short form of whatever. Whatevs. Okay, and then we're done. Now we're just gonna beat it up. All right, so get some beaters. These are called beaters. Okay, and we're just gonna start beating. There we go. Look at that. Okay. You know what? We should have turned on the stove. This goes by really quick. Okay, so heat up the. We're just gonna turn the. We're gonna turn the stove to about half heat, like medium heat. And I forgot to mention, for this recipe, you need a miniature pan. Okay, the word miniature means really small. Like, look at the size of this pan, guys. Smaller than my head. So you need a miniature pan for this recipe. And maybe a bit of oil, like olive oil. Okay, we're just gonna put a bit of olive oil in our pan, get that ready. And kind of mix it around a bit there. There we go. Okay, we're gonna put that right on here. Get that warming up, and we're just gonna finish beating. All right, I think that's about good. I beat it for about a minute or 2. See, it's nice and kind of frothy. Froth means kind of bubbles, especially when we're talking about milk substances. If milk is kind of like light and foamy, you can call it frothy. So look at that, it's kind of nice and frothy. And yeah, now guys, so we got our thing there. Let's just put our first pan mark right in here. Maybe we'll make a couple of pan marks. All right, so we're just going to pour our batter in there a little bit, and let's just put it on the stove. Now, have you ever used tapioca? I squeeze the bag like this. Bunch of flour goes flying out there. Gonna sneeze probably. Get away from me. Flour. All right. Do you ever use tapioca flour? You know, these days a lot of people are intolerant to gluten. Right now, what is gluten? I don't know. What is it? It comes from flour, right? Like wheat flour. Most flour is wheat. Like most things are made from wheat flour, right? If you look at bread, normal pancakes, cake, pie, any kind of dessert, if you go to the store and you look for basically any kind of dessert or bread or anything, it's going to say wheat flour. Probably say enriched wheat flour. What does that mean? Enriched? Before maybe the flour was poor and then they made it rich. I don't know, guys. It's rich flour for some reason. It's not normal flour. So a lot of people are intolerant to gluten. Now that's why tapioca flour, kind of nice, less gluten, right? Now, what's the difference between an intolerance and an allergy? Are you allergic to anything? Let me know down in the comments if you're allergic to anything or if you are intolerant to anything. A lot of people are intolerant to dairy, like milk, cheese, ice cream, that kind of stuff. A lot of people are intolerant to gluten. Now, I think very often the words allergy and intolerance are used interchangeably. But there is a difference, right? At least I think there's a difference. Like if you have an allergy, you might, I don't know, maybe your throat will swell up maybe. Like if you have an allergy to peanuts, I think most of the time that's pretty severe. It's a very dangerous thing. You can't eat anything with peanuts. Then right? So that idea is a bit different than just an intolerance. Like most people that I've met who avoid dairy or gluten, they're not going to die if they eat gluten, or they're not going to die if they drink milk. But what it means is they're going to get sick. Their stomach is going to be sick. They're not tolerant to it. So it means they're intolerant. Their system is intolerant to gluten or dairy, right? So I would say that's the difference. Now, if you want to invite someone over to your house for some food, let me just check on my pan mark. Yeah. All right. I think the pan's still heating up there. If you want to invite someone to your house for some food, or if you want to make some food for someone for some reason, it's polite to ask people if they have any kind of allergies or intolerances, right? So how should you ask that? I want to teach you right now. Well, one way you could ask it is, you could say, do you have any dietary restrictions? Okay. Do you have any dietary restrictions? Now, that might be because of health reasons, or it might be because of religious reasons. Okay, so that's kind of a very broad question. It's a big question. It just means, is there anything you can't eat, right? For any reason. So that's a good question to ask. Do you have any dietary restrictions? Okay, another question you could ask is, are you allergic to anything? Are you allergic to anything? Or do you have any food allergies? Do you have any food allergies? Or do you have any food intolerances? Okay, or you could just keep it really simple. You could just say, is there anything you can't eat? Is there anything you can't eat? Okay, so those, whatever you feel is the best one to ask. It's a polite thing to ask, because the worst thing that could happen is, let's say you make something really nice. Okay, you make some like shrimp or something, and then your guest comes over and now they're allergic to seafood. Oh, you just made all this nice fish and shrimp and crab, and now your guest is allergic to seafood. Right, so it's good to ask these things beforehand. Okay, so now when the PANMARK, remember, this is not called a pancake, it's called a PANMARK. Okay, when the PANMARK starts separating and kind of starts pulling away from the sides, okay, see, it's kind of sliding around, it's very, it's kind of hard on the bottom, and then you can just ready to flip, okay? So that's what it looks like, okay? That's our PANMARK that's just been flipped. So now we're gonna put it on for a few more, let's just throw it on the stove for a couple more seconds. This is a recipe that you really can't mess up. It's so easy. Just add some tapioca flour, add maybe an egg or 2 or 3, however many you want, add a bit of milk, beat it up, put it in the pan, you're done. And what do you put on top of the PANMARK? We're gonna put some 100% pure Canadian maple syrup. You could put anything on there. You could put jam, peanut butter, if you're not allergic to peanut butter. You could put honey, you could put lemon and brown sugar. You could do anything, but we're just going to keep it simple today. We're just going to use some 100% maple syrup, okay? Well, let's see what it looks like. We're just, it's pretty much ready to eat. So you can just do some flips if you want to practice your flipping, okay? Now, what were we talking about? Allergies and intolerances? Probably the best question is just to say, do you have any dietary restrictions? Okay, because, people have different religions, or maybe there's some other reason that they can't eat something. So, like, what I'm trying to say is, it's possible that a person does not have any allergies, but for some reason, they can't eat something. I mean, maybe their doctor told them, look, you're not allowed to eat sugar or something like that, right? I don't know. So for whatever reason, if you ask this question, right, do you have any dietary restrictions? Then it just leaves it wide open for the person to answer without getting into the details of it, right? So I don't know. It depends on your level of relationship with that person. Maybe you're comfortable asking them more specifically about their, maybe you suspect that they can't eat something because of religious reasons. Or maybe, I don't know, political reasons. Are there any dietary restrictions that people can't eat because of political reasons? If you're an American, right? Now in the US, the political system is represented by 2 animals. Do you know what those animals are? There's the Republican Party. Their logo or their mascot is an elephant, and the Democrat Party is represented by a donkey. Okay, so if you hate the Democrats, then you might not eat donkeys because you just hate them so much, and I don't eat donkey meat for political reasons. Or if you hate the Republicans, you can say, sorry, I don't eat elephants because of political reasons. Any reasons, guys? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. But let me know, do you have any dietary restrictions? Let me know down in the comments, okay? So, anyway, guys, so let's taste our first PANMARK. All right, so here we go. There it is, our first PANMARK. Now get a little plate, right? You can, and this is kind of a good thing to practice your flipping. Get a little mini pan, you can do a couple flips, you know? Maybe you have a girlfriend and you want to impress your girlfriend so that she loves you more. So then you could just do some flips and show off. Yeah, look at that. How many flips can... You can say, look at me. I'm going to do a lot of flips. All right, flip it high. You can get, let's see, how many flips can we get out of this? Was that 3, 4? Maybe 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't count that fast, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't count that fast, guys. Anyway, there's our first PANMARK. We're gonna put some maple. You know what? Let's get our next one. Now, let's just put another... Now, you don't even really need to use any olive oil, because the way this recipe is, it kind of separates from the pan. Now, this is a ceramic. This pan has a ceramic coating. Different pans react different ways to different kinds of foods. I don't know. So anyway, we're just going to add a little bit more here. So I'm going to add a thin... You know, you can add as much as you want. You can make it thick. You can make it thin. It's easier if it's just kind of thin. It just cooks faster. So, guys, let's put some maples. Oh man. Oh, this is. Look at that, guys. Let's do a taste test. Oh man. I want to give you the first bite. The first bite of this first PANMARK. You excited, guys? There you are. This is your first bite. How was it? Was it delicious? It's so simple. You know, sometimes the best things in life are just so simple. Oh, it's so good, guys. Oh, man. Guys, thank you for joining me. I really love you very much, and I hope you enjoy these PANMARKs. Hope you're learning a little bit of English. Do you have any food intolerances? I don't, but, well, no, I shouldn't say that. I would say, I need to be kind of careful with gluten, I would say. Too much gluten, it can really make me sick. And also dairy. Like, too much dairy also makes me sick. So I think the quantity is really important for me. Sometimes I go a bit overboard. Okay, if you go overboard on something, that means you do too much. So imagine if I eat a cake, a whole cake, full of gluten, right? I'd say, man, I really went overboard. I should have known better. I went overboard last night. Or if you drink a lot of milk, oh man, I went overboard. I overdid it. You can say I overdid it, or I went overboard. Okay, so you know, there's different ways to say it. But man, guys, this is a really good PANMARK. Man. So simple, you know. How many PANMARKs can this make? I don't know, probably 5 or 6. Which is so easy, right? So let's see how this one is. See, I didn't put any oil in the pan, right? You can see the edges are separating a bit. The edges are pulling away from the sides of the pan, right? So we can just flip it, right? There, and we'll just put it back on the, put it back there for a couple seconds. So, you know, I mean, how much simpler can a recipe get? 3 ingredients. Well, actually, if you want to count the maple syrup, then 4 ingredients. Now you could pair it with a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice. Okay, if you pair food with another food, that means you put you put it together. Or if you pair a drink with food. So sometimes you might hear someone say, I don't know, this drink pairs well with fish. Okay, so this, or this drink pairs well with meat or whatever, or those don't pair well together. Okay, so pair is a verb. That means it matches or it doesn't match, right? If it pairs, that means it matches. If it doesn't pair, it doesn't match. Guys, I'm doing too much talking and not enough eating. So I don't know. See, the thing is with this recipe, if it gets a little bit darker like this one did, it's maybe a bit crunchy. Perfect. If it's softer, perfect. You can't mess this up. That's why it's so easy. It's a PANMARK. It's easygoing, just like me. You really can't make me mad. Sometimes people put nasty comments down under my videos. It's okay. I still love you. Right? I'm like a PANMARK. Sometimes I get crunchy. I'm still delicious. Sometimes I'm nice and soft and sweet. I'm still delicious. So let's get our orange juice squeezer, or lemon juicer. You could call this a lemon squeezer or a lemon juicer or an orange squeezer. Okay. Now, I was recently teaching someone, and they asked me, what's the difference between slice, chop, and cut? Okay, so I'll tell you. The word, I should just finish chewing, guys. The word chop means this motion. Okay, so very often when people chop, they use a cleaver. This kind of a knife is called a cleaver. You chop. Okay? But to slice means like this. Okay, so if we slice this orange, we're going like this. If we chop it, we're going like that. The word cut is kind of just a general word. It could, chopping is a kind of cutting. Slicing is a kind of cutting. It's a sign of advanced English if you use the more specific word. So I could say, I'm going to cut this orange. But, I don't know, it might be better to say I'm going to slice this orange, but I don't know. You can choose, guys, you can choose. But if you say I'm going to chop this orange, I'm going to chop up this orange, see, that would be unnatural because most people don't actually chop an orange. I mean, how do you cut an orange? Do you cut it like this or do you chop it? Maybe we should try to chop it, guys. Let's give this a chop. All right, let's see if it works. I don't know, you think it'll work? Here we go. It worked. I didn't get it centered right. Look at that. Guys, I need to work on my chopping skills. So look at that. We got one small side and one big side. Well, let's get squeezing here, guys. What's your favorite kind of juice? And do you like pancakes? Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite thing to put on a pancake? I don't know, guys. Just simple maple syrup. It's so good. I don't know. I love maple syrup, guys. Got our big side here. Let's. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. People put stickers on everything here, guys. Look at that. Okay, so we're just gonna squeeze our freshly squeezed orange juice. Okay. There we go. And is there anything else, guys, that I just wanted to hang out with you guys today and just teach you one of my favorite recipes that I invented. I actually did invent this, guys. I don't know, I just added a little bit of, I think I invented this a couple years ago. I added a bit of tapioca, you know, flour, a bit of egg, a few eggs, milk, and it's done. It's so easy. I love simple stuff. All right, so anyway, look at that. This orange was mostly pulp. Look at that. That part of the orange is called pulp, and that part is the juice. Look at that, guys. Look at all that pulp. Yeah, let's give us zero juice. Look at this, guys. Okay, we're just gonna pour it in here. Look at that. One orange gave me that much fresh juice. Well, guys, cheers. You're gonna have the first sip of juice. All right. Well, guys, orange juice pairs pretty well with PANMARKS. Okay, what kind of food pairing is your favorite? What's your favorite kind of food? And what's a drink that pairs with that food? Let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to find out. Okay, so guys, we're just chowing down on our PANMARK. Chowing down is an informal way to say eat. We're eating our PANMARK, we're chowing down. Right? Now, guys, I don't know. I don't really have anything more to say. That's it. I just wanted to hang out with you and talk about PANMARKS. So, thank you very much for joining me. Let me know, is there anything else you'd like me to talk about? Is there any, I'm a simple guy, just like a PANMARK. Are you a simple person? Or are you really high maintenance? High maintenance means everything needs to be really, it just needs to be perfect. It needs to be like, I don't know. It's not easy to make you happy. For me, I'm very easy to make happy. I'm a really simple person. If you make me a PANMARK, I'd be happy, right? Just gonna turn off my stove, right? I mean, let's say a really high maintenance. So let's say I'm trying to impress a girl, okay, and I make her PANMARKS, and she comes over to my house, and she says, "Oh, is that it? You just have maple syrup? You don't have whipping cream and blueberries and strawberries and anything, all these elaborate toppings?" Okay, if she doesn't like the simple PANMARKS, she's probably high maintenance. That means I'd have to work really hard just to make her happy. Okay? So, I don't know. I don't like high maintenance people. Do you like high maintenance people? I like really simple people, guys. Simple is the best. Simple food is the best. None of this enriched wheat flour. I want normal flour, not enriched stuff. And I love tapioca flour. It's awesome. Actually, have you ever tried it? It's great. It's a little bit chewy. It's chewier than normal flour. You can see it's kind of spongy. I don't know. It's spongy and it's I like it, guys. It's just great. It's great. So, guys, that's it for this English cooking video. My new invention. Well, it's not new. Probably a couple years old, but it's new to you. I think this is the first time I've ever made pan marks in my videos, right? Let me know, would you like to try a pan mark? I wish I could make you a pan mark in real life, guys. Look at that, it's dripping in maple syrup there. But anyway, guys, as always, I love you so much. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're staying safe, healthy, and happy. If you have a gluten intolerance, you might want to try making pan marks with tapioca flour. Okay? So guys, stay safe and happy. And as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of English Cooking. Take care.